This is the Book of Mercury, Tahuti Hermes Hermeticus. It is now August, so-called 5th, 2026, so-called 111141414 Cyclo Laxmi, Great Dark Light Sovereign, Twin Christi, 66 moons, Nordics Veva El, Nordics Veva, Egnola La Treme, Wamaspiriga Fa Treme, HM2315. The moon is currently in Aries, reversion of a state, on its way to Taurus, a stopple. Alleged that it went into Aries, that is going into Taurus at 5:07 a.m. and it is currently 3:05 a.m. And Corona is in its nationalized sun sign, which is Leo, and until so-called August 22. And Jupiter is promoting that nationalized Leo energy until July 25th of so-called next year, 2027. With that being said, Sirius is risen. The order was, which I have done, record everything that took place. So, what took place? The Sabah people, part 1. I go to record writ, unwrit. I go to record writ, unwrit. Then the Unum Sanctum Municipal Edition, operators send hybrid South Amexum archetype female to stare through window to solicit my attention. Also, 2 Moorish archetype came outside to talk outside of the window to solicit my attention. Keep in mind the culture of Midgard, where the planets are and what astronomical thing is taking place. Thus, de facto and de jure formula layouts and why. I plan out activities and execute, and at CSL, Will is having a state-based conversations with me, with Treme. I protect the integrity of my state. I send the threat. I send the threat, duress, coercion, intimidation, private commercial paper to ComEd fraudulent operations. And then through threat, duress, coercion, and intimidation, I accumulate using, through threat, duress, coercion, intimidation, I accumulate with human trafficking bookkeeping notes, consumables, soul gas, and soul elixir, etc. I arrive to so-called 10 North Lind Avenue, APT 10A 60162 at the state of Hillside, Illinois. And over there, I am dancing and honoring my ancestor inheritance, hereditament. The Unum Sanctum occupying forces and their operators are doing their animal husbandry solicitation to hypothecate my astronomical inheritance hereditament harvest. In parentheses, I have, this is Lion's Gate, plus Leo in its home planet, plus Jupiter supporting Leo in abundance, plus the moon in Aries, which is New L, plus Mars going into Cancer this moon, plus Venus going into Libra to be nationalized this moon, plus Mercury going into Leo, who is right now nationalized and is nationalized until the 22nd of August, so-called 2026. Plus Corona, which is the sun, it's going into Virgo this month, this moon. End of parentheses. Also note, when I went over to Aldi, it was usually around these certain astronomical season times, de facto and de jure operations. It's this guy there, and his name was S, supposed to be an alleged security guard, according to Not based on what I'm told, but based on me, just putting it out there. He's is supposed to be S. This time I met Jamil. Note, as I was walking down towards Aldi, I seen this old Moorish archetype over there smoking a cigarette. My spirit said, "Who is who?" So as Lamont talked about challenging, and in my using Lamont as a catalyst, I challenged those operations against my estate. So I'm looking, and when I seen him, I'll go in, I come on out. Then I seen him. I seen him up in there trying to watch me through the window. So I went over there and I looked at him. I said, "Let us continue to watch one another." And then he greets me and I greet him. Then I also see Tia, Rachel, and Jesse. And I obtain, with the use of Federal Reserve counterfeit notes, I obtain chicken and pork ribs. Basically, now I'm not paying for nothing. That's a violation of the Constitution. You're not paying for anything because it's not silver and gold, according to the Constitution for the United States of America, Article 1, Section 10. So I'm not buying anything, but I'm engaging in activities based on generational training within these Spanish Inquisitions of Unum Sanctum to accumulate chicken and ribs, so-called. So with that being said, the individuals are there to, when I come back here, I'll arrive here. The individuals are there to hypothecate my astronomical, in quotations, culture of Midgard, end of quotations, energy with the foreign culture operations. I refuse and continue to be obedient in the mind, state, and honor of my ancient forefathers, and heirs. And an alleged Moabitess archetype who I will say is stateless, and an animal husbandry trainee assembles the front line of defense, Unum Sanctum, soldiers, which are commercial mercenaries, misnomered as police. It is three to four of them. They all are hybrids. Two of them are South Mexam hybrids, misnomered as Mexicans, and one of them is hybrid Albion, misnomered as Americans. Upon their arrival and approach to me with weapons and Unum Sanctum reputation, I defend the integrity, honor, and beauty of my illustrious Moorish American estate. I do this in front of myself and the world. That is family, community, nation, internation, human family, etc. For details, please look into my DNA genetics Akasha for all internal/external, eternal/infinite details. I come into the cheated housing facility of 10 North Lind Avenue, APT 10A 60162, Hillside, Illinois, so-called, and cook, eat, dance, channel, and communicate with the nations who are putting in work to restore their estates and cut off the Unum Sanctum parasites of Moabitis/Moorish/hybrid who are enforcers of these parasitical operations. We trade resources to aid us in the restoration of our estates and the rejection of parasitical Unum Sanctum and its Moabitis/Moabitis/hybrid enforcers. I, quote unquote, so-called sleep. Now note, the de facto operators were still trying to encroach upon my hereditaments using the negative cause and effect tactic of access to control points, sales, and prices for the effect of requiring the target to react to our output so we can feed off of them. How was this done? Flashing light in the APT facility. And also note, all of this is fraud, and it is the evidence of the Spanish Inquisition against the Moorish American estate and global Moors estate up on the planet called Midgard. So within the so-called dream world, one, I wrote down these points that took place. One, I write about Dudley boys match ingredients. Two, Mockingjay guy says he had a dream that Kalima crawls on the floor in front of a crowd, and they also use sleep aid assistance because of the alchemy, etc. plot in the movie. And then three, Wardruna singer guy sings Hell Vegan above Treme. I look at him and he looks back. And the whole time as I'm sitting there so-called sleeping, I'm listening to my latest, I'm listening to the latest video I posted up called, on YouTube, it's called Public Notice, Mars, Pluto, Lionsgate, Sirius Affidavit. And it was done by me, the channel of VGQPOW. And then another note. The Moabitess archetype that I allege is stateless and an animal husband trainee is the same individual I saw since my arrival at this particular location at the state of Illinois, Hillside, 10 North Lind Avenue, apartment 10A, 60162, in 2023. So, I then so-called awakened, and I writ and meditated upon what my spirit had to offer for Treme to meditate upon.